Now, Gareth Southgate and his England team are making their final preparations ahead of tonight's historic game against Scotland. We can head live to Glasgow now, where Rob Dorset is waiting for us. Rob, Southgate says the word friendly doesn't exist in football. I think most people would agree with that sentiment, particularly when it comes to this fixture. He insists he's going to go strong in his selection tonight. But just tell us, there's likely to be one significant change, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Joe, we told you yesterday on Sky Sports News, throughout the day really, that it was looking increasingly likely that Aaron Ramsdale would start in goal for England. Well, I can now go a bit stronger than that and tell you I've spoken to a couple of other sources who've confirmed to me that barring illness or any problems this morning, Aaron Ramsdale will start with the number 1 shirt against Scotland tonight, winning only his 4th England cap. And that's a really significant moment for the Arsenal stopper, because he's travelled with England an awful lot and he's had to bide his time with Jordan Pickford, the clear number 1 for Gareth Southgate and first choice. But Pickford will be given a rest tonight and Ramsdale will be wearing the England goalkeeping gloves. Let's show you the 3 caps that he's had so far, because I think this is significant and shows probably why Gareth Southgate wants to give him an opportunity to see what he can do. Look at his debut there against San Marino in November 2021. A 10-0 win for England. I mean, did he touch the ball in that game? It's hard to say, isn't it? But the next game, look, in June of last year, 0-0 draw, kept a clean sheet against Italy, looked very impressive in that match. And then his most recent appearance for England was against Hungary at Wolves, remember, at Molineux a few days later, when England were hammered 4-0 and they were booed off the pitch. Now, those 4 goals he conceded, I don't think many of them, if any of them, were levelled at Ramsdale for fault, but that will be sticking in his mind, so he'll want to get that off his chest. And I think from a Southgate perspective, yes, we know that Pickford is number 1 and will be first choice barring injury for the Euros next summer, should England qualify for it. But imagine if Pickford were to get injured. He's got Ramsdale here with only 3 caps so far. Sam Johnstone, the other goalkeeper in the squad right now, has got fewer than 5 England caps as well. Nick Pope's injured right now, so I think he wants to know that he's got some backup in case Jordan Pickford has some problems. So a big moment for Aaron Ramsdale, well deserved by him. He's been playing really well for Arsenal, of course, where he has got a battle for his place there as well. But a big moment for him and a big call from Gareth Southgate, one of the few changes we think he might make.
Yeah, you said one of a few changes. Where else do you think Southgate will look in terms of selection, in terms of addressing Scotland's strengths tonight, bearing in mind Scotland's form being absolutely excellent coming into this one?
Your accent got a bit broader when you said that, Joe. But yes, you're absolutely right. Scotland are flying, aren't they? 5 wins out of 5 in qualifying. Scotland could become the first nation to qualify for Germany 2024 tonight if Norway draw with Georgia. But we expect Scotland to go full strength, and they'll be thinking this is their best chance of beating England for some time now. So expect Gareth Southgate to match them up there, show them full respect and play the strongest possible team he can. We talked a lot about Kieran Trippier the last couple of days because he was in the pre-match news conference last night that we brought to you on Sky Sports News. That's always a clear indication that Trippier is looking likely he's going to start for England tonight. But of course, he plays left back, he plays right back. So where's he going to play tonight? My understanding is that he's likely to start at left back, with Kyle Walker keeping his place at right back. And that's probably a tactical decision from Gareth Southgate as much as anything else, because Aaron Hickey, who's probably going to start on the right wing for Scotland, is left-footed, so tends to come inside a little bit. You've got Kieran Trippier playing left back, right-footed, happy to deal with anybody that comes inside. So that could be a good move, a clever tactical decision from Gareth Southgate. That's certainly what he's thinking. The other one we've been talking about an awful lot is Phil Foden, of course. A lot of clamour for him to start in the number 10 role for England. Gareth Southgate told the newspapers last night in a private briefing that he doesn't see Phil Foden as a number 10. Says Pep Guardiola doesn't see him as a number 10 either. Just look at where he's played for Manchester City. Well, we can show you exactly where he's played for Manchester City. Again, have a look at this graphic, because it shows you that Phil Foden has played since his debut for Manchester City predominantly in the left wing. Look, 50% of his games have been on the left wing. He's played a few as striker. He's only played 4% of his matches in that number 10 position where a lot of people have been clamouring for him to play for England. So actually, on the face of it, Southgate seems to be right in what he's saying there, in saying that Pep Guardiola considers Phil Foden as a left winger more than a number 10, and it's proof there. In fact, if you look, Phil Foden's played left back almost as many times as he's played number 10 for Manchester City. So we don't know whether Phil Foden's going to start tonight. He could get that starting place on the left wing. I think that's the one position that's probably still up for grabs, but pretty clear there that the debate over what's his best position might rage on with the fans, but from his club manager and his international manager's perspective, they seem to be in agreement. His best position is on the left wing.
And of course, it really is a rivalry like no other. It's going to be a packed out Hampden Park tonight. Rob, are England ready for what's going to be coming at them tonight?
It's going to be very hostile, isn't it? I mean, look, we're expecting it to be a sellout crowd, of course. You could sell this game out probably 2 or 3 times over. 50,000 plus Scotland fans in Hampden Park, about 2,000 England fans, so they're going to be massively outnumbered. And England had a partisan and very loud atmosphere that they dealt with in Poland in that game against Ukraine on Saturday night. This will be louder and more hostile for sure, and how England cope with that, I think, will be absolutely key. Look, it's a fantastic fixture, isn't it? Scotland flying, 5 wins out of 5 in qualifying. Probably feel they've never had a better chance to beat England than they have tonight. They haven't beaten England since 1999, by the way, and that was in over 2 legs when they went out over 2 legs in a Euro playoff. So I think the Tartan Army will be absolutely chomping at the bit for this. We heard from Trippier speak yesterday. He said the England players are chomping at the bit for it as well. So too is the England manager.
You're playing a very high-level opponent in a really intimidating atmosphere, and they're the sorts of nights that have been an important part of our progress over 6-7 years. Some of the guys have experienced that, some won't, and so it's going to be great to find out a bit more about them, but also a challenge we've got to head towards. We've got to walk into these challenges and relish them, because we've got huge ambition as a team, but we've got a lot of work to do.